Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw green bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
And that's the other part of this, is people are insanely jealous of this show. This show gets the best of the best, and it does a different way, with positivity.
He scores!
Ow, my head. No, come on. What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk duns, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my lovely co-pilots. I've got Mr. Green Bean to my this way. I got Mr. Matt O'Leary to my that way. Green Bean, how you doing tonight?
What an exciting day we have here. We were all so disenchanted earlier this morning, and now all of a sudden it's very exciting. I can't wait to dissect it with you two fine fellows.
Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. We have real NFL football just 2 days away from the opener. The Jets play on Monday, less than a week away. I am amped up, baby.
Dude, it has been way too long. We've been watching all this preseason football and just drama. It's been literally an entire year since we've had a meaningful football game because, look, once Rodgers went down last year, it was over. Dunzo.
Yeah.
But now we are very much looking forward to the entirety of this season. Boys and girls, if you're just hopping in here, make sure you hit that like button for us. Every 25 likes we get on this video, we're going to pick a t-shirt, jersey, mug, hat, pillow qualifier at the end of this stream. And if you want to get in on the Pick'em League, we got a live free Pick'em League. It's pinned in the live chat. I'll leave it in the pinned comment down below after this video is aired if you'd like to go into that. It's totally free. Everyone that's in it, we're going to pull qualifiers from there as well for our giveaways each week. And if you win it, you get a jersey at the end of the season of your team's choice. So it does not matter. I mean, hopefully it's a Jet fan. But if you're a fan of another team and you're hanging out in here, Mo Dean, and you have a terrible team that you like, you can absolutely wind up getting a jersey if you win. But you're terrible and you won't. So,
Right.
Sorry about that. Wow, man, we got a lot to get into. So we'll plug this real fast. If you guys haven't done so already, head over to talkinjets.com. We still got a few tickets left. I think we're at 4 or 5 tickets remaining at this point. Head down into the description or click. Actually, you can even click on the pinned comment right now. It'll still take you over to the page to buy tickets if you'd like to go over to do that. And Green Bean, we do have our Wayward Jet Fan Fund. Could you post that in the live chat?
Ugh, why does it does this whole big message? I don't need the message like, hey there, help Green Bean do the flabba-dabba-doo-boo. I don't need any of that. I just need the link. So here's the link. So what we're doing, guys, a couple years ago, we were able to get, I think, 6 or 7 different Jets fans from around the country to their first ever home Jets game. We are doing that again. You can donate anything you want, $1, $100 million. We also accept tickets. If you want to do that, just DM me on Twitter or Instagram. Twitter's probably better for that, but it's called the Wayward Jets Fan Fund. I'm dropping the link in there. I'll do it a couple of times throughout the stream tonight. So again, we're trying to get Jets fans to their first ever home Jets game to hang out with us. So if you can help, it is greatly appreciated. It was a super killer thing that we did just a couple years ago. We're looking to get a few more to a home game this year. So we're going to keep it going, and hopefully we get enough to get some guys, or girls for that matter, to their first ever home Jets game, to hear their first ever live Jets chant in person. Imagine never hearing that in person. You know?
I remember the first time I heard it when I was younger. There's just this rush of energy, especially because it usually happens at the very beginning of the game or after a touchdown, things like that. You're all amped up and you're fired up and all the excitement that goes with it. My little kid, little Shay, I say Jets, she starts going Jets, Jets, Jets. So like it's a staple.
Yeah.
Staple.
Yeah, it's amazing. So imagine if you had never heard that live You get to be a part of giving that gift to somebody else for their first time ever. My daughter will be going to her first ever Jets game with us on September 29th. So I can't wait for her to hear it and feel the energy in the stadium when we kick the crap out of the Denver Zach Wilsons. It's going to be great.
Matt, what are your thoughts? When was your first Jet chant? What do you remember it?
I don't remember it, but a memory from the old building is walking through that tunnel and just hearing the JETS chants through the tunnel in the parking lot on the way in.
Oh, yeah.
That's the good stuff.
I love that shit, man.
Putting the link, so I think it's updated. If you click on the pinned live, oh, you changed it. If you, hold on, I'm just going to change it back, Green Bean. I added the Wayward Jet Fan Fund to that link tree. So it's in there. They can just click on the link tree to get to everything now.
Ryan is so smart, isn't he?
Yeah.
Everybody.
You got like
using my
55
brains.
links right in there.
I thought one link, it's what you get. I don't know.
So it's one link for all the links. It's great.
You're the
Let's
best.
do that. I'll throw it in the live chat. So we'll do donate to Wayward Jets Fan Fund. And boom. All right.
And so just so while you're doing that, I want to just say I'm really sorry to hear that Fishy Pizza is in the chat and he says his butt hurt. So I'm really sorry about that. I hope you get that taken care of expeditiously, my friend.
You know what? You know who's been a pain in the butt for a while? It's Mr. Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, dude. What's his
good
deal?
transition.
Right? How about that move? But before I do, I just want to hop over here real quick. Boom. If you guys didn't hear me before, Talkin' Jets Pick'em League in the live chat, pinned in the live chat. You can also head over to the Wayward Jet Fan Fund to donate. If you have any tickets or things like that, reach out to Green Bean on Twitter. We're going to try and get some people here to get their first Jet game in the building. But like I said, we got a little Hassan Reddick news and a little Michael Carter news. So let's start with the happy first, I guess. We got Michael Carter II getting re-signed, 3 years, $33 million. It's $30.75 million, up to $33 million, with slightly over $19 million in guaranteed money. He's now the highest paid slot corner in the NFL, and he deserves it. This is a guy who came to work. He came and did his thing, showed up in training camp, got hurt in training camp, still participated, and wound up getting rewarded by Joe Douglas. This is exactly how you send a message to Hassan Reddick. I think this is exactly how you send a message to the rest of the locker room, because you got a bunch of really good players coming down the pike in Sauce, Garrett, JJ, Brees, AVT, that are going to be looking for contracts as well. And when guys start thinking, hey, I'm going to hold out, I'm going to get me my money, well, guess what? You act like Michael Carter II, you get paid like Michael Carter II. I love it. Joe Douglas hit this out of the park. Green Bean, I want to hear your thoughts first.
Well, I love the way that you just said it, too. I think that's the message, right? So here we are dancing around with somebody who's never played a single snap for the New York Jets. Now, I don't know what'll happen, right? We cleared some money today, and we'll get to all that, I'm sure. I don't know what'll happen, but as it stands today, you got a guy who's a late-round pick, who's done nothing but work his ass off, play hard, and excel at his position, among the best slot corners in the NFL, nickel corners in the NFL. And the Jets showed, if that's how you act, like there's all this stuff, oh, the team's in disarray, agents hate them and blah. And we know where that shit comes from. It's from the agent that is having a problem with the Jets. We saw it with Marcus May, all this stuff that they say about the Jets, not being a good team to work with and all that. On the other end of it, the Jets send just a very loud and clear message. Look, all the noise aside, you stay here, you do your job, you work as hard as you can, you perform on the field, and you get rewarded. It's now happened with Quinnen Williams, it's happened with Quincy Williams, and it's now happened with Michael Carter II. And I think, look, we all talked about it in the offseason. you know, DJ Reed, Michael Carter, the whole thing. I don't know what'll happen with DJ Reed, but if I had to pick one to lock up, like if I could only do one, this was the guy that I wanted to see them do. And the fact that they did it today, when it just so happens that we were expecting, at least from a fan perspective, Hassan Reddick to show up at camp today. He didn't. And the Jets turn around and reward one of their own. I think it's an amazing thing to do. I think it's the right thing to do. And I applaud the New York Jets and Joe Douglas for getting it done.
Matt, your thoughts on the Michael Carter second extension?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, this was a guy who was taken as a late day 3 guy just a few years ago. And he had to start right away, and he played well out of the gate. But I thought last year was when he took his game really to another level and established himself as one of the top 3, at worst third, but you can make a case that he's the best slot corner in the NFL. I think it's fair market value. It resets the market, but not by like a 5 million AAV mark. Take notes, Mike McCagnon, on that. You know, Mike the second gets paid fairly at 11 million AAV, right around where I was expecting it to be, 10 or 11 million bucks for him. I mean, you look at his numbers last year, it was really impressive. He allowed a reception on just 56.1% of his targets, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 pass breakups, and a 73.6 passer rating when targeted. Really impressive numbers. And the slot's one of the toughest positions to play in the NFL. Like corner in particular is really hard, but I think slot corner is that much more challenging. And he does a really great job of it. So he absolutely deserved it. And I'm happy for both him and the New York Jets that they got this done.
I think it's just absolutely awesome. Not to mention, I mean, it is the hardest corner position to play, I think. Like, even though you're probably not going up against the number 1 receiver, there's so many different route combinations that could pop through from the slot. And as you start to see more and more, I guess you do start to see more and more receivers kind of maneuver into the slot. They're not always on the outside trying to get free releases and whatnot. So Michael Carter, it is a little silly to think that $11 million is actually the peak right now for that particular position. One thing we did see come up, the Jets restructured Quincy Williams and Tyler Conklin, creating $8 million in salary cap space. And when I initially saw that, I'm thinking, this is for Hassan Reddick. They're going to get something done right now. And then, lo and behold, Michael Carter, the second news drops like 5 minutes later, if that. And then you also got to think, too, whatever the deal was, I don't know if we saw what the signing bonus was for Michael Carter II, so that would probably be the only elevation in his salary cap hit for this year. But all that money's coming in as an extension beyond the 2024 campaign. So that $8 million, aside from maybe like a little bit of it going towards Michael Carter's signing bonus, it's opening up salary cap space for the Jets to play with. So is it going to go towards someone like a Hassan Reddick, or is it going to another move, maybe potentially a Devontae Adams or something along those lines? It's very, very interesting to see where we can go with that. Before we get into the questions about Hassan Reddick, I just want to acknowledge Hype. Hype says, my first time hearing was in the mid-90s at Hofstra, JETS.
Matt heard that from his house.
Probably just about.
Harry comes in, says, I have donated. Hopefully we can get Wyatt to the game. I love it. Thank you so much, Harry.
Well, and let me comment on that. That's really good. That's a great point. We already have one on deck. Now, you guys might know him. He's in the chats all the time. His name is Wyatt. He's a young Marine who is from Wyoming, a Jets fan from Wyoming, stationed out there in California. So he's the first guy that we have tagged to be the recipient of this fund if we can get up enough money to get him over here. So he's the first guy up. So we'll get a young Wyoming Jets fan Marine to his first Jets game. We're hoping to get him to the September 29th foray with us so we can hang with everybody. Thanks for mentioning that, Harry. I forgot to say that.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Harry. Blitz, I saw you put in a donation as well. Blitz comes in with a super chat, says, it's weird, re-signing productive Jets draft picks, issue I guess we will have to get used to. This is something that we don't normally see, right? Like, I guess we got it with Quinn. We got it with Quincy. I guess even in season, right? Like, that's sort of where I wanted to go with this, because Quincy was done in the off season, Quinnen shortly into training camp, JFM was done in season. Michael Carter II, this is probably the closest thing we've seen to like a JFM-esque signing for the New York Jets. It's nice to see. They perform in a New York Jet uniform, you get paid as such. So very, very good point, Blitz Crew.
Agreed.
Mr. Flowers comes in and says, let's take a moment and realize Lazard makes $11 million a year. So you could have the best slot corner in the game, or you could have someone that we were going to like throw out with the bathwater at the end of last year. I know where my money is going, but that is a great point, Mr. Flowers. Greenby, what are your thoughts on Lazard making 11 versus Michael Carter II making 11?
I know. I wonder if they approached him like, hey, suck job, come over here for a sec. We want to have a conversation with you. You know, I mean, the truth is that these guys don't have to say yes, right? So we don't know if he was approached. We don't know if they want to mess with the contract. I think next year they can get out of it. So they may just want to see how this goes and not tinker with it and extend him in any respects. So who knows? But it is an interesting thing to think. I mean, you know, Michael Carter II makes 11 million, or will make $11 million a year now. I mean, at least that's what the max contract looks like. So, and then you got Alan Lazard. Now, that said, let's give him a mulligan for last year. You know, we've seen him with Aaron Rodgers. Now, he's never going to be Devontae Adams or Garrett Wilson or anything like that. But he was significantly better. He's got a bunch of years with Aaron Rodgers. He's got 1 year with Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle, and he sucked. So just like so many other people around these guys have sucked. So let's see what he does this year. Maybe he'll earn that 11 million. But it is interesting. Conklin, this is his second restructure, isn't it? So it's like they just keep going back to these guys. And then there's Lazard just sitting around making a whole bunch of cash and has so far done very little for us. It's an interesting comment.
Matt, what are your thoughts on Lazard getting 11 million and comparing that to the 11 million we just paid Michael Carter?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for the slot corners and running backs. Like the elite, Michael Carter is an elite slot corner. He gets paid $11 million. An elite wide receiver is getting paid $30+ million. So Lazard was paid to be a good number 2 receiver. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, but it sucks, man. Play quarterback, I guess. Play receiver. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Hype comes in with a super chat, says, donation done. Thank you guys for giving back to Wyatt. We love the Wayward Jet Fan Fund. It is something that I think means a lot to us, and I'm sure it means a lot to you guys out there as well. You guys all remember when you heard your first Jet chant, so if you want to help us bring some guys out and gals out to hear their first Jet chant, it's going to go a long way. First guy up on the ticket is our Marine buddy, Wyatt, out in Wyoming. So thank you so much, Hype, for supporting that cause. All right, let's head over to the Hassan Reddick of it all. So we got to see a little bit from him today, a little clip dropped towards the end here that I'll play right now.
Hassan, do you plan on holding out the season? Would you sit out the season?
Still want to be the Jet, Hassan?
So clearly,
I agree with
walking
him.
away, avoiding the comment of, hey, you want to be a Jet, Hassan? You're going to hold out the season, Hassan? And this is where I'm kind of coming from with the Hassan Reddick situation. Dude was supposed to be on a 1 year, $15 million contract. He's been fined about $4 million this year. So the point I made last week was if he wasn't going to play on 1 year, $15 million, he's not going to play on 1 year, $11 million. But now here comes the issue of how do you figure out a way to get him to play? Because now you have a situation where if he wants to recoup that $4 million, that means the Jets are going to have to give him at least a 1 year, $19 million contract to get back to where the 1 year, $15 million contract was at the start of this whole thing. So now, if you're trying to get him in, you're going to have to pay above and beyond and hurt your cap even further. Or you are now going to have to commit beyond just the 1 year you, I think, initially wanted to have Hassan Reddick here for. And it's a really squirrely situation. Now, do you guys know Matt or Green Bean, and or chat, you could let us know too if that's the case, but do Hassan Reddick He's not currently on the active 53-man roster. If he's not here for week 1, does his contract become unguaranteed at that point? Like, I already know it's not a fully guaranteed deal, but like, then it's fully unguaranteed, I would think, if he doesn't show up for the first game because he's not on the active roster for the 53. Do you guys know the answer to that?
No, I would ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you're asking us the contract question.
I'm
That's
not
just,
sure if you guys came up and heard
it's
anything.
like the king asking the court jesters what he should do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
I know my
Bet-
contracts well. So Daniel in the chat says, it's not guaranteed if he's not on the roster week 1. You are correct. So, but I don't know how that necessarily changes what it was. But I guess if he's not on it, then they could probably, like, can you deactivate him and then you don't pay his salary? Is that what would happen? I don't know. It's very fascinating. He starts losing game checks.
I just wonder, why is he signing Jets helmets?
That was weird as hell.
What is that? You're not even a Jet?
He must have had some type of commitment through his agency or something where it's like, hey, you have to have a certain amount of publicity appearances or public appearances, and that was probably just on the docket. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Now, look, all that said, I do still hope he's here. I'd rather him be here. I just, at this point, it's just like, I mean, dude, you know, if the Jets decide to give him, you know, whatever, even if they just get it to the point where the fines are equalized, like you said, $19 million, you know, whatever it is, like I don't care about Woody Johnson's money, and I don't care about how they need to manipulate the cap. They do it. They figure it out. It's fine. My whole concern here is just rewarding a guy who hasn't done a damn thing, like the messaging. But if you squeeze this in with the Michael Carter thing now, it's like there's an equalizer which balances it somewhat, at least for me. Because the truth is, I'd rather him be here than not be here. You know, so I'm not going to get all huffy puffy one way or the other. But at this point, I just think the Jets just say, all right, buddy, you know, have fun. They should send him a bag of Fritos and a little jar of cheese dip and say, enjoy the game, you POS. When we get 12 sacks.
Matt, do you think there's anything that could happen, or maybe better yet, what would have to happen for Reddick to like show up after week 1? Like, let's say he misses, he doesn't report to camp, he doesn't do the hold-in thing. Like, is there some situation that we could see play out on the field on Monday night that might encourage him to come out on the field?
From, I guess, if the Jets just are balling out and they're having like a million sacks, and then he's like, oh, well, maybe they feel like they could get by without me and they'll let me just sit here and they won't cave. So let me just report back. And then on the flip side, if the Jets like are struggling to get home, they can't come up with a sack on 3rd down. And then Robert Saleh goes into Joe Douglas or whoever's office on Tuesday and's like, can we please get the pass rusher in here? And then the Jets came. So I do think that depending on what happens one way or the other in this game, someone could cave. But we saw it last year with Chris Jones and the Chiefs. He signed right after week 1. So for Hassan Reddick, I mean, it could happen at any moment, I guess, but I'm not really holding my breath at this point.
Hype comes in the chat, says, freeing up space for Reddick or Adams. I pray Adams. Yeah, right. Like that would be wild.
Jamal Adams, I agree.
Oh yeah, Jamal, just got to bring him back. he's a Tennessee Titan now, isn't he?
He is. We get him week 2.
Oh, I can't wait to just smack him around.
Fucking burn his ass. Let Garrett Wilson juke. I can't wait to see Garrett Wilson break Jamal's ankles. That's what I want to see.
Brees just steamroll him.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, be absolutely wonderful. Yeah, Matt, do you think the freeing up of money with Quincy Williams and Conklin is specifically for Reddick and them trying to work out negotiations over these next few days, or do you think there might be another move coming down the pipeline?
I would hope so. I hope it's something for Hassan Reddick, because I think we are maybe undervaluing what his impact could be on this defense. I think there's a reason why Joe Douglas traded for him, or why the Jets hosted 𝐒𝐿𝐈 Clowney, or were interested in taking a visit with Shaq Barrett before he ended up in Miami and then retiring. Like, the Jets, they lost Bryce Huff, a pass rusher. They had to replace that pass rusher. They also lost John Franklin Myers. And I think that in a perfect world, they see like they need another cream of the crop guy. Now, I'm not saying like fold and give him like this massive $100 million contract. That's not what I'm advocating for. But I think the Jets are realizing like we gotta work a little bit, because this each side taking the stubborn stance is getting us nowhere. So I just think something has to change.
We got Steph Wins 73 joining the OnlyFans, becoming a member. That's not the right button. That's the milk thumbs. But you can hit the milk thumbs anyway, because for every 25 likes we get on this video, we select a qualifier for our t-shirt, jersey, hat, mug, pillow giveaway at the end of the stream. Thank you so much, Steph. Hype comes in. Hype says, Adam's still not practicing with an undisclosed injury. I don't wish him to be hurt, but I hope he steps on a Lego. That's what I hope.
You know, that's the second time you said that recently.
I know.
I like it.
It's great. Step on a Lego, burn your tongue on hot coffee, zip your pecker.
Yeah, and the other one was,
jeans.
zip your pecker in your fly.
Oh,
Not
That
fun.
raises it a bit. Yeah, that's the worst of them for sure.
Ugh.
Which, by the way, I haven't done in a long time. I figured out the zipper thing. Pretty good. Good news for me.
Right? See, I've just been wearing gym shorts and sweatpants since I did that. So just avoid
You're like,
zippers.
I'm done with zippers.
Yeah, I'm done.
That's great.
No more. Quarter zips, just in case.
you never know.
Right?
Can't be too careful.
Oh, can't be too careful. All right. We got some more stuff that we can get into here. Did you guys see the Bill Belichick comment by chance? The compliment of us. Here's the clip from the douchebag.
The Jets are one of the hardest teams to prepare for from a skill standpoint because of Breece Hall, outstanding running back that has the ability to take the ball the distance. He's very good in the passing game. And defensively, you want to do everything you can to get the ball out of his hands and load the box. Problem is, if you load the box, you're singled out there on Wilson, and that's a tall order right there to deal with him in one-on-one coverage. And then his run after the catch is exceptional.
You leave that box too light, Hall with his speed and athleticism, he's gone. That thing's going to turn into an explosive play. So
Yeah.
I think, like you mentioned, those pieces, it could be a major problem trying to defend this offense.
Yeah, Aaron knows how to use them, and Aaron will know, where the defense is heavy and where they're light, and be able to work the ball there. And they just need to solidify the consistency of the offensive line. But on paper, I think they have a good offense, and they're hard to defend with a good quarterback, a great wide receiver, and a great running back.
Wow.
I like the emphasis
wide receiver,
on great. Yeah.
and a great running back. Green Bean, what were your thoughts when you heard Bill say that?
Well, number one, my first thought was, oh my God, that had to taste like poison in his mouth to even say things like that. But he makes a great point, man. Number one, the fact that like he brings up the quarterback. He says with a good quarterback. That's what makes everybody dangerous. And he talked about bringing people into the box for Breece Hall. If you're going to do that, then Garrett Wilson. And I love the emphasis on great. He said great wide receiver. Garrett Wilson is an absolute stud. Again, he's had the worst quarterback play in the entire NFL the last 2 years. And he somehow still managed 2 consecutive 1,000-yard receiving years, also offensive rookie of the year. And that's like, how hard is it for the receiver to have that kind of an impact when the quarterback that he's dependent on sucks ass? That's what we're witnessing. So I think it's really interesting to hear Bill Belichick talk like that about the Jets. I know he doesn't like it. There's no way that he likes it. But truth is truth. Breece Hall is a nightmare. Garrett Wilson is a nightmare. Pick your poison, man. If you're going to focus on one, the other one's going to make you pay. And it's all contingent upon having a competent quarterback. And I think for the first time in 41 years, I agree with that complete turd of a human being.
Matt, what do you think of Douche Canoe's comments?
Honestly, the most jarring part of this video was Matt Patricia without a backwards hat and a pen in his ear. That was a jump scare, even more so than Bill Belichick complimenting the Jets, which he is right, by the way. And I am so excited to watch Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson this year because, as we've emphasized for months and months at this point, what both those guys were able to do with a poor offensive line and poor quarterback play is really impressive. And if they get even just at the absolute floor average at both of those spots, they're going to be stellar seasons. And I think they're going to get above average play at both of those spots. So I'm very excited to watch both those guys. And it was very nice to hear Bill Belichick have to compliment the New York Jets. I hope he has to do it again very, very soon.
Boys and girls, if you were not in here prior, we got over 500 people in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. For every like we get on this video, we're getting a qualifier for our t-shirt, hat, mug, pillow giveaway at the end of this show. And if you haven't done so already, click the pinned comment in the live chat. It'll take you over to the Talkin Jets Pick'em League. It'll also take you over to the Wayward Jet Fan Fund. If you want to help us bring out some first-time Jet fans to come see their first home game and hear their first Jet chant live, there's your opportunity to help someone out that we can help out too. It's something that we hold near and dear to us, and we think it means a lot to you guys as well. Let's hop over to some comments. Hype just clarifying. He said, I meant Davante Adams. Sorry, he's doing a hold-in, not Jamal Adams. We knew what you meant. It's all right.
Oh, no.
We had another
Jamal.
comment that was talking about... no. Sorry. He was talking about not Jamal Adams having an undisclosed injury. I knew he was talking about Davante Adams earlier, but he was talking about Davante Adams for this one, not practicing with an undisclosed injury, having a hold-in. We did talk about this last week or 2 weeks ago, I think, and it's fascinating to see. Do we think Davante gets moved prior to the start of the season, or does he get moved closer to the trade deadline? I've kind of stood by that I think it happens at the deadline, but now that we're moving money around, we do kind of have the cap space to make it work. So I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Matt, you think Davante Adams gets moved prior to the season, during the season, or not at all?
I do think I would say there's a greater than 50% chance he's traded before the deadline. I don't think it would be before the season. I think he's only getting traded if, like, I don't know, the Raiders are like 1-6 out of the gate, which I'm not very high on the Raiders. I don't know if you guys are for this year. I think the AFC West outside of Kansas City is going to stink this year. So I don't really love any of those teams out there, but for the Raiders in particular, if they get off to a slow start, like, what's the point of hanging out for Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell?
Sky C comes in with super chat. Thank you so much. Says, how realistic is it that Reddick could play week 1? Would he be on a pitch count? So Sky C, I don't think there's going to be any way he plays week 1 regardless at this point, or maybe like suits up and has very minimal snaps. And you can call it a pitch count if you want to call it a pitch count. I think it's more so that like the rest of the players that are here went through an entire training camp and know the terminology of this playbook. This is a completely new offense for Hassan Reddick. So I think it is going to take him a little bit of time to get up to speed, unless it is, hey, see ball, get ball, go. And then he can just get after the quarterback. But I think there would have to be a limited amount of snaps, given that he does not know everything he'll need to know to be up to speed by this point. So Green Bean, what are your thoughts? Could Reddick play week 1 if we did get him in?
So I tend to agree with you, but I will say that if he shows up tomorrow, they might have him in there for just a handful of plays. Don't forget the Jets defensive line. We've heard it a bunch of times, particularly on the edge. A lot of the time is light your ass on fire, rush like your ass is on fire. So he knows how to do that. And he's one of the best at doing that. So if you just throw him in there for a handful of plays, I could see that. But I think more than likely he would be, maybe not a scratch, maybe a healthy scratch. You got to get him up to speed. I don't know. It could be seen as just like, hey, this, we worked all summer and this guy comes in and just straps on a helmet and we throw him in there. That could be a bad message, but you got to think at some point the messaging needs to, it's very, very important, but at some point the messaging takes a back seat to what you need to happen on the field. So if he shows up tomorrow, I could see a handful of plays for him. But I still think it's more than likely, even if he comes this week, that we don't see him, but I wouldn't be blown away.
No Moving Parts comes in with a super chat, says, are we concerned about the Jets playing their first 3 games over a 10-day period? I know I am. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday with Dom, C, and Steph. If you guys didn't check out the Talkin' Jet stream yesterday, we had Steph 49K providing some great insight on the opponent. And we were just talking about that, saying, hey, there's going to be so much emotion wrapped up in this game, similar to what week 1 was last year, only I hope it doesn't go down the same way, obviously. But with all the emotion that goes into that type of game, the return of Aaron Rodgers on Monday night, you're playing a Super Bowl caliber team. If you wind up winning, are we setting ourselves up for some type of disappointment, whether that be week 2 at the Tennessee Titans or on a short week after that against the division rival Patriots? So I would tend to think, regardless of how this plays out, if the Jets win week 1, I think there's a shot we're losing week 2 because of that emotional roller coaster. And if we lose week 1, I think there's a good chance we're winning week 2 because we're just going to be pissed off and want to take it out on someone. So I hope I'm wrong. Would love to see a little 2-0 action. But Matt, what are your thoughts on the first 3 games being within 10 days?
Not overly concerned. The Jets have the toughest game of their season out of the gate, which is obviously not ideal, but Tennessee or New England doesn't really move the needle for me. Now, if it was like San Francisco, Buffalo, Miami to start the season in 10 game and the 3 games in 10 days, then I think I'd be feeling a lot differently on it. But I think the Jets having a little bit of a lighter stretch in 2 of those 3 games makes me feel okay about it. I don't love it. In a perfect world, it's just Sunday, and Sunday. But if you are going to have to play short at some time, I'd rather it be early when everyone's still, hopefully, knock on wood, relatively healthy, and 2 against weaker opponents.
Talkin' Cross 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐢. What's up, Crossfire? Comes in with a super chat, says, Reddick is holding out because people aren't hitting him with the milk thumbs. Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Milk thumbs.
Delicious.
Thank you so much for hitting that like button. Hype comes in, says, even if Reddick signs tomorrow, he won't play till week 3. Matt, I want to hear your thoughts on this one because we got Green Bean in mind's thoughts. What do you think of Reddick? When do you think he could play? Let's say he comes in tomorrow.
If he comes in tomorrow, I think there is a slight chance he's active for week 1, but not a ton of reps. Now, if Hype said he won't play a regular snap percentage until week 3, I might agree with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he signed, let's say in this, for argument's sake, it was tomorrow. If he played limited snaps the first 2 weeks and then was up to like 50 to 60% of snaps in week 3 after that. So I think there's a slight chance, but I'm talking like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 snaps in total in that first game.
Brodor, thank you so much for the super chat, says, North Carolina born and raised Jet fans who never been north of Virginia, thanks for what you guys do, and that fund is so awesome to help fans. Go Jets. Boys and girls, I want to plug it again. If you haven't done so, or if you want to help us out, we're raising money to try and get some Wayward Jet fans over to see their first Jet game this season. Click the link in the pinned comment in the live chat. It's going to take you over to our link tree. You'll see the GoFundMe page for the Wayward Jet Fan Fund if you'd like to donate there. If you have tickets that you're just looking to donate to someone that's never been to a game, reach out to Green Bean on Twitter. We'll get those involved as well. And if you'd like to go over there and join our Sleeper League for Pick'em, it's totally free. You can win a jersey at the end of the season if you wind up winning it all. That's in the pinned comment as well. Broder, maybe you could be one of the benefactors of our Wayward Jet
Beneficiaries.
Beneficiaries. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Brodor. Is that like Hodor? Hold the door, Brodor?
Oh.
Remember that?
Hold the door. When that episode dropped, blew my mind. Blew my mind.
It was gut-wrenching.
It was terrible. I felt so bad. Great show.
Everybody was, it's crazy because it's set up even in the books. Now he did, it sucks too because the show kind of jumped the books and this guy's taken 15 years to finish. But it's one of those things where like he's setting that up. It's like so far outside of what's seemingly important. And it's so crazy impactful. Oh man, that was a toughie. I cried. Did you cry, Ryan?
Well, I mean, it was one of those moments that it wasn't just it wasn't just about Hodor himself. It was about like what Bran was able to do and what he did to Hodor and how it impacts all these other potential plot points that just never got explored. Oh, okay. I got to get done with that because
I know I'm sorry.
Fired up.
I derailed it.
Bradley comes in with a super chat. Thank you so much, Bradley. Says, if Reddick shows up tomorrow, I think Von Miller Bill's role would be good and don't overdo it in the first few weeks. So I honestly have no idea what Von Miller's snap percentage is. So I'm not going to pretend like I do know, but I do not want to get stuck in a situation kind of like the Bills that are stuck with Von Miller. Like they cannot make like any moves. They got no cap space this year or next year, and they're kind of tied in where they're at, and they went all in a season and paid the dude out the wazoo. So like I'm all for going all in for the season, but don't blow, a contract on Hassan Reddick if there's any thought that maybe he could regress a little bit. But let's say Von Miller's in a pass rush specialist role. Matt, you think that's exactly what you want to see out of Hassan Reddick?
We have Hassan Reddick in the chat with us, guys, tonight. I don't know if you saw that. We're burying the lead here. We gotta get that up on screen.
I'll only report when Green Bean gets his payback over the JFM freezing.
Well, thank you. I love that. I will say the following week, which was last week, you fucking piece of shit. You piece of garbage. But
that's phenomenal. It really is.
Oh, that was great, man.
Oh my God.
That's
all right. You've had enough. I'll take that off. Oh man.
Oh, that
was beautiful.
I didn't see it coming. Man.
It just teed it up.
That was a softball pitch. That was great. That was good.
Oh,
I'm not gonna talk anymore. I was just gonna say I think Ryan got frozen a bunch of times the following week, so I felt like we were even. But now I'm fucking pissed off again. Ryan started it all over, man.
Oh man, dude, I got frozen like probably no joke 4 or 5 times in a row the following week. So I think you got your payback there. Sawyer drops.
So you can sign, Reddick. You can sign. We're good.
We're even. Let's get you on the field. Sawyer comes in, says, here's to hoping for another Monday Night Football Jets classic. That Jets versus Bills game was my favorite Jets game I've watched as a fan, besides A-Rod getting hurt, of course. Sawyer, that was a wild game. Absolutely nuts. Tigo and I were there, just one of the best games I've ever been to from like a pure excitement standpoint, but also one of the worst gut-wrenching games I've ever been to as well. Yeti says, thank you, Knob, or whoever gave me my membership. This free chat is for the gifters. Respect. 17-3 is what we're expecting for 17-3 on the season. Is that what you're saying? Or 17-3 is the score, Yeti? Either way, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love you. I want to jump forward real quick. We're going to hop over to Blitz Crew. Thank you so much, Blitz Crew, for this 120 spot. Matt, could you put a poll question in the chat for us? With our depth and Aaron Rodgers at the helm, we will be able to handle things and be good going into Denver. At this point, I think a lot of fans will be pissed with Reddick re-upped. Milk thumbs and donate to get Wyatt to the game. Boys and girls, head over to that pinned comment in the live chat if you want to help us with the Wayward Jet Fan Fund. Try to get some guys out here. Wyatt is our military guy in the Marines that we want to try and fly out from Wyoming to come see the game with us. Blitzcrew's going to be there on September 29th, so if you haven't done so already, you can also head over to talkinjets.com or click on the link in the pinned comment to head over and get yourself a ticket for Jets Broncos. You know what? I should probably address the main crux of that comment. I got too excited. So, Green Bean, at this point, do you think Jet fans would be frustrated if they saw Hassan Reddick signed to an extension? Not just kind of like the Band-Aid, get him in the building now, but like, let's say it's a 3-year contract. You think there's going to be some sourness there?
I think so, because we don't know. Look, the truth is that we don't like this situation, right? It's bullshit. There was an agreement. He had a contract. The whole thing. Joe Douglas in one of the press conferences this past week, or last week actually, said, "Look, man, we were clear from the word go. It was all good, and he's just whatever." So I think rewarding that kind of behavior is one thing, but the other concern is that the back end of last season, he did slip. Now there's reasons for that. The defense changed and there's all kinds of things that you could say, but the truth is that his numbers fell off a cliff, and he also rubbed a lot of people in the organization the wrong way. That whole thing about he's just chasing sacks, which is, on one hand you go, oh, well, what's the problem? He's a sack guy. The other, I think what they're saying is he's more concerned with his own personal stats than he is with what benefits the team. So that would be a bad look. So I think paying and committing to a guy for 3 more years is a concern, especially after this kind of, a very long holdout. Rewarding that and then committing to a guy that could be slipping is an old Jets move. That's what we used to do. We used to feel pressured. You saw McCagnon do it. Just one example is with Quincy Enunwa, who I loved, by the way, and I still love Quincy Enunwa. But you don't give a guy a long-term contract with injury guarantees when he's on injured reserve. You don't do that. Bad business. That's what the Jets used to do. I'd hate to see the Jets do that again. I think a lot of Jets fans would be rubbed the wrong way. That said, one game with 2 or 3 sacks, we're going to forget all about it. Yeah.
Matt,
spoken.
Your thoughts on would Jet fans be upset if they signed Reddick to an extension?
I think some will. I definitely think some will. And then he's going to strip sack Jacoby Brissett at the home opener, and the place is going to go absolutely bonkers, and all will be forgiven. That's how sports works, man. It's F you until you do something good for me. So something good's going to happen eventually, and they'll be back on his side.
I hope if that is how it goes down, it's going to be oh so wonderful. I want to beat the Patriots into submission. I'd like to start like a little bit of a streak dating back to last year of just them not winning any games against us. I want them to feel that for maybe only the next 20 years or so. Be fantastic if that could come about. Brian Morales comes in with a super chat. Thank you so much. He says, forget about Reddick. Our defense is top 3 without him. On the other hand, let's get the deal done so we can have a playoff home game and light up MetLife. We can win it all this year. Brian, I completely agree. We can win it all this year. And I will say our defense was top 3 last year with a Bryce Huff and with a JFM. So the defensive line does need a little bit of help, even though we are excited about our undrafted free agent guys and McGregor and LT3 and Tack coming in and revitalizing his career. There's a lot of excitement, but I think you do want to ultimately have Reddick on this sideline. And yeah, dude, we want to get that home playoff game, not just a division win. I want the 1 seed, baby. Give me a first round bye in a home game. That's what I want. Matt, I want to hear your thoughts. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, just on that point, ESPN, did you see their recent prediction about the Jets being the number 2 seed? Yeah, no. It was different than him though. I think it was anyway. They picked us to be the number 2 seed, get a home playoff win against the Dolphins, then beat the Bengals, then lose in the championship game. Did you see that?
Ooh, I did not see that. That's interesting though. Did they say who we lost to? Was it like the Chiefs?
Yes, we lost to the stupid, boring ass Chiefs. Like, who wants them in? If that happens again, and they have the Lions getting into the Super Bowl. Like if it's the Jets and Lions in the championship game, the NFL has to do everything they can to finagle the refs to get that shit to happen. The NFL, we're tired of the Chiefs. Am I wrong? I don't care about all the Swifties and all the Kelsey brothers cereal. Who gives a shit anymore? We're tired of them. If the Jets and Lions are on deck to make it into the Super Bowl against each other, two of the worst teams in NFL history historically, just get it done and let's watch the battle of the sucks, and let's see who comes home with the trophy. That's the way to do it, NFL.
Jets Lions is the
Hey,
Super
wait,
Bowl
hold on.
I
Jeremy,
wanna see.
stop deleting his comments, dude. Oh, that one's good to delete. Anyway. All right, that was a good one.
Okay.
But that said, you don't got to delay. If people are in the comment section saying like the Bills are better than the Jets or the Jets suck, leave that shit. Who cares? It's when they say shit about your mother. Yeah, it's bad. I've been trying to get Jeremy to calm down the whole fucking show.
Oh, man, that was so funny because I literally clicked on it to reveal it just to see what the comment was.
Because I've been doing it a bunch in a row. We're like, the Jets suck. And I'm like, just leave the comments, man. And I'll finally say something. And then it's.
Oh, that was so good.
It's that.
Jeremy's doing
I love Jeremy, of course. But, he gets rambunctious, as we know. If you follow Jeremy on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he'll get fired up sometimes.
I mean, he's very even-keeled. Jeremy, even-keeled guy.
Yeah, Matt, is that how your show normally goes?
Doesn't get, this past week, I was purposely putting on our friend Alan, or Alon, as some call it, ALON, was back in the chat for the first time in a long time. And I just started to toss up Alan chats to get chaos a little bit more amped up and chaotic. It made for a really fun show. So I'm leaning into it now on purpose.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And Matt, I guess one more thing. I know you brought it up before, but do you think the Jets really need Reddick out there? Can we win it all if he's not out there? Let's switch the question a little bit.
I don't think the Jets are a top 3 defense without Hassan Reddick, because it's not just without Hassan Reddick. It's without Hassan Reddick.
JFM. Here he comes. Here it goes.
Yes. The
I'm going to click the
50
button
pressure
Green Bean.
season.
Don't make me do it.
Guy matters.
35 hurries.
It matters, man.
It matters, but let's not pump up the balloon.
Hey, there was a stat a while back. I got to throw this out there real quick, Matt. Pressures, and this, I'm dating myself a bit. This has got to be at least 10 years old, so maybe the stat does not apply any longer. But when you apply pressure to the quarterback, on average, the quarterback rating falls from where Big Ben was at the time of like that 2013, 14, 15 stretch that he was in, down to a Blaine Gabbert level quarterback rating. So pressures, even if you're not getting the sacks, that quarterback rating drops dramatically once you start applying pressure.
No doubt.
I'm forgetting Tack McKinley, as Jets Chaos rightfully points out, who I'm excited about Tack McKinley and Brandon McGregor and Eric Watts and Leonard Taylor. I just think that's asking a lot for guys who are pretty unproven in a year where they're supposed to be going for it and competing for a Super Bowl. So I want to field the best roster as humanly possible.
Yeah. And Ed Kinlaw, who I'm very high on, but is a question mark as well. So the point, I bust your balls, but the point is valid. It's like we went from maybe not spectacular, but known commodities in Bryce Huff and JFM to guys that maybe we get more out of these guys, Will McDonald and the like. But the truth is that the whole batch of them are question marks. Kinlaw, McKinley, McGregor, McDonald, they're all Clemens, they're all question marks. So it could be great. It could be disastrous.
Andrew Yale comes in celebrating 2 months of membership, says, fellas, you guys are just good people. So pumped that football is finally back. Good vibes only. Let's effing go. Score prediction. I think it's going to be low scoring. I believe the over-under right now is 44 points. Is that actually correct? That feels way too high for what 44. This game feels like it's going to be. Like, I think this is going to be like a 17 to like 14 or 17 to 20 type game. I don't see 44 points happening.
I'll tell you why it's going to happen. because Garrett Wilson is nice and quietly preparing to absolutely decimate Ward and stuff jocks and socks in that fucker's mouth. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to explode. Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson are going to make him pay for all the crap he just won't shut up. So there it is. Bop, 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 bop. That kid's toast. Toast.
So if you
3 touchdowns for Garrett Wilson.
If you guys did not see the comment by Travarius Ward, he said, "I'm pretty sure I'll probably be following Garrett Wilson around. That's his name, right? He's their big dog.
That's his
I'm the
name,
big dog
right?
on my team." So we're going to see. And that was in response
That's his
to
name.
What?
Ryan, do you see how contrived of a comment that is?
Oh, yeah. That's
how
his name, right?
disrespectful.
He just won
That's his
Offensive
name,
Rookie
right?
of the Year.
Is his name Garrett Wilson?
Yeah.
Huh.
I haven't done
now,
my
if he's
research.
talking about the corpse of Hogan, okay, we got an argument. But don't pretend like that's one of two things: completely idiotic or a underhanded dig at Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson handled it the right way on the initial comments, which said he's right. I haven't done anything yet, so we'll just go and play and we'll see. So now here he is. He's taking another shot. You know damn well who you're covering. Week 1 on Monday Night Football. That's his name, right? That's bullshit. So I think the Jets were high character, as you know. Garrett Wilson played with Zach Wilson, the worst quarterback in the NFL, and week after week said, "That's my guy right there. I love Zach Wilson." You know, he wanted to stab him in the throat like so many walkers on The Walking Dead. That's what he wanted to do to Zach Wilson. You know, that's what, with a pen. He wanted to just stick a fucking pen in his ear. That's what he wanted to do week after week, but he never did. So they're just taking the high road, and they're going to go out there, and they're going to make him pay with the precision attack of Aaron Rodgers lasering it in there, Garrett Wilson losing. He's going to break his ankles. I can't wait. It's going to be, so I think that Vegas knows all about what I'm talking about. It's going to be an offensive explosion from the Jets. We're going to take 44 points by ourselves, Ryan. That's what's going to happen.
Matt, your thoughts, score prediction. What do you think the over-under?
Yeah, so I am slamming that under. I like early in the season, I wouldn't touch overs, especially for offenses that haven't really played a lot in the preseason. Like, there's going to be a lot of low scoring, ugly kind of games, but Jets are built for that. Great, really good defense, really good running game. That's the forte. I'm thinking like 20-17. I see this as a coin flip game. And as far as Ward's comments too, I just wanted to toss out there, in week 1 last year, Garrett Wilson made one of the most insane catches I've ever seen for a touchdown, and Green Bean still has my favorite reaction of all time to that play. But I want to see him do that again over Ward and just give like the same reaction. His touchdown celebration, he didn't get up in the corner's face. He kind of just looked into the camera and shrugged. That's perfect. You don't need to, be the bigger man. You don't have to get in the guy's face, say anything after the game. Just give a little shrug, the little Jordan shrug running up the court. Too perfect.
Tom Cahill comes in and says, "Guys, this is our year. Need to establish the run first in San Francisco." So I'll let you guys discuss that. Matt, we'll throw it to you first, but I need to freeze myself because 45% of you say I'm the one getting the vote here. So
I don't know if Ryan read the options here.
Yeah, they were pretty limited.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I cracked myself up at least. I like
that was good. No, I was like, that's good.
I did not read it. Can you explain what it was?
Oh, I said freeze, Ryan, the pilot, or Jets Talk 24/7.
I definitely did not know. Dude, I just saw Ryan as the leading one and I clicked end.
That's funny.
I set you up, Ryan. I apologize. I like that fun.
100% of the vote.
But I do agree, though, that I think, as we just laid out, we all think it's going to be a low-scoring game. So what they need to do is run the ball and play good defense and not make a mistake. And I think that's how the Jets offense is going to operate. I'm very excited about Garrett Wilson. I'm very excited about the Jets passing attack with Aaron Rodgers, but They are going to play great defense and run the shit out of the football. It's going to be fun.
That said, the first play of the game should absolutely be a 13 personnel play action to Garrett Wilson. That's what you do.
Yeah, baby.
You send out the heavies and you go, we're going to pound it down your throat. And then you fake it to Brees. The entire team bites. Charvarius Ward out there on an island with Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson spins him like a top right to the end zone. Play one. You heard it here first. That's the smart money right there.
Flea flicker. That's what I want to see first. Like, actually hand the ball to Brees. Let everyone bite. Lob it back to Aaron. And then Ward's just, I would like to believe he's just trying to catch up to Garrett Wilson and his pants are actually on the floor because he got caught with his pants down. That's what I want to see. And then he's going to zipper himself up in his jeans. That's how
and catches Pecker right in that damn thing. That's what we want to see.
Alex Smith, hope your leg's doing all right. Thank you so much for the super chats. His first one on the stream. Born and raised, lifelong Jets fan from Boston. Big fan of you guys. I'll be at the game Monday night, reppin' Gang Green, Upset City. Let's effing go. Alex, thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you so much for being at the game, supporting our Jets. You're a good man in enemy territory back there. So you do what you do for it all. We love it. We love it. Without further ado, before we head on to the second half of this stream, we're going to go over to Matt for a quick word from our sponsor.
It's that time of the year. Winning season is back. Football is back. And my bookie's here to make sure if you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, my bookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, well, forget it. My bookie will refund your wager. But that's just the beginning. My bookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super, Survivor, and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for your shot at huge cash rewards. When you're ready to get started, use our code TalkinJets to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with Talkin' Jets before you even place a bet. And now loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. It's simple. Climb through tiers of loyalty rewards programs to unlock even more epic promotions, exclusive giveaways, and bigger rewards. MyBookie Plus is the lock of the century. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie.
Love it. Well done, Matt. Well done. I stumble my way through ads all the time. You read that beautifully.
Matt's a pro, dude.
He really is.
It's that radio experience and the gambling experience too. I mean,
Well, here's the thing. So Ryan is clearly the smartest of the group, right? Helps us out with tech stuff constantly and everything. Matt
doesn't
is
make me smart.
Far and away the announcer extraordinaire. I am a grunt who hangs out with these two guys.
We got to have the muscle, right? If you got
curse.
two nerdy-ish guys like us, we got to have the bulk over there.
Yeah, there you go. I'll take it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, fun fact. Speaking of like gambling and stuff, I was up at Saratoga this past weekend. First time going to the horse races. We reached out to a buddy of mine that I work with who wasn't with us, and we're like, hey, here's all the races. Which horse would you pick? Because he's like dialed into like knowing all the horse stats and stuff and what surfaces they've run on and who's having good races and whatnot. He goes, race 7 out of 13 races, race 7, horse 9. That's where I'd put my money. So literally the whole bachelor party threw $20 on this horse and we all won $100. Hell yeah.
Wow.
I was absolutely pumped. Stoked.
There you go.
And I won $100 on blackjack too. Like blackjack. It's my game.
Once you win $100, see, here's the problem with me is that as soon as you say I won $100, I'm like, well, did you put it down?
Did I do it all over
So
again?
you put your 200 on red, and then what happened?
And then it all went away. It all went
Yeah,
the
I'm like,
opposite
it's their
direction.
money now. I used to love that. That was one of my favorite little catchphrases in the casino. I'd go, I'm playing with their money now. Everybody's like, oh, that's it. He's
we gotta
fucking
yank
done.
Making too much off of us. No, I'm pretty I have a good self-control. Like once I was playing with 40 originally is what I started with. I went down, then went all the way up to 100, 140 or whatever. I was like, all right, let me pocket my initial 40. I'll play a little bit more. And then when I like went up and down back to 100, I was like, that's all right. I can walk away from 100. I'm happy with my 100 that I got in there. Boys and girls, make sure you hit that like button. For every 25 likes we get on this video, we're going to pick a t-shirt, hat, mug, pillow, qualifier at the end of the stream to go over to the baggage claim. Someone's going to win something tonight, and it could be you. And all you got to do is hit that like button. And if you want to help us support some Wayward Jet fans or join the Sleeper League for a free pick'em that you can win a jersey in, Buffalo Billy or Billy Buffalo, you could also join. It's totally free. You get a jersey of your choosing if you wind up winning. So just click on that link in the live chat. If you're watching this after the fact, I'll leave it in the pinned comment down below. Sneakers to Boots, what's good, dude? Says Jets Lions Super Bowl would be the most expensive tickets of all time. I mean, you would have the most amount of fans that have never seen a Super Bowl all there at one point. I would think that would be a very, very pricey ticket. I'm trying to think if there's another team, maybe like a Jets Giants one. That might be a pretty expensive Super Bowl if you had that play out. Green Bean, any other teams you think would be like one of the most expensive Super Bowl tickets? It's always like the following year's Super Bowl is kind of like the most expensive because shit always gets more expensive. But if you had to like neutral field, you know, same time frame, everything, what do you think the most expensive?
No, I think he's got it. I mean, like, and you nailed it, which is like, you want to talk about the largest collection of fans, like long-term fans, not the Panthers, and they've been to a Super Bowl, but you know, the Jaguars, like that kind of, like they're newer teams. They don't have half the suffering that the Lions and Jets have. So I think it's just, you know, the NFL and the promoters would know, like, these are the thirsty fans. We can squeeze this lemon for quite a bit more than a team like the Niners again. Like, yay, the Niners Chiefs. Woo, aren't we excited? You know, that would be the ticket, I think. There's some other sucky teams, but I think that's the one. Sneakers to Boots nailed it.
Matt, what do you think? Any other Super Bowl tickets or teams that could be put together that would generate a higher price ticket?
I think Jets Lions is a really good one. But I'm going to toss out, while Green Bean was talking, I was thinking of some other ones in my head. I'm thinking like big fan bases and like big cities and teams who've struggled a little bit, at least recently, with playoff success. I'm thinking like Raiders Cowboys would do crazy numbers too. Or you know, so teams with like the Steelers you throw in there because there's so many fans.
Cowboys Jets would be a pretty crazy one.
Yeah, that too, right? Like, again, think big market teams that have struggled. Jets Lions is a great one, but another one that jumped out to me was the Raiders and the Cowboys.
Talkin 𝐼𝐶𝐞𝐫𝐲. God, it's so weird to say that name, Crossfire. I'm just going to call you Crossfire, and you're just going to have to deal with it. He says the GoFundMe is for what game, Broncos or a different game? So for Wyatt, we're definitely going to try and get him out to the September 29th game, the Bronco game. But after that, we're just going to be trying to raise some money to get some people out here. So if it can go, we still got a handful of tickets left for the group buy. So if we can do it for that one, great. If not, you know, we're here to support it for whatever game, you know, the person who's going to get it can make it out to, because there could be some scheduling conflicts and stuff. We don't want to pencil people in for a specific game if they can't necessarily make it.
Right.
But
and we'll accept tickets too. Like the last time we had, I think Dom might have donated 2 tickets. Ablab paid for almost one person all by himself. So like if you can donate a couple dollars, that's great. But if you have, you know, a ticket, 2 tickets to donate as well, a lot of season ticket holders, they just, hey, I'm not going to be using these tickets for this game. We'll accept that as well. It'll all help. It's all going to be used for the purpose of getting Jets fans that have never been to a home game to their first home game. So tickets, a couple bucks, whatever you can do, it's all going to help out. So like you said, we're going to try to, I mean, look, if we got a big burst of donations and we can get everybody to the same game so they can all hang, we would definitely do that. But it'll be, as you know, whatever game we can get them, we would do that.
And that, again, you could find that in the pinned comment in the live chat. You could head over, click on that to find the Wayward Jet Fan Fund. Blitz Crew coming in with a super chat says, will Mike Williams give us a second 1,000-yard receiver this year? Who will lead us in touchdowns this year? Not named Breece Hall. I'm going to say Conklin is going to lead us in touchdowns, and I'm going to say Mike Williams is not going to get us to 1,000 yards because we won't have to throw that much with us being as successful as I think we're going to be. I think Mike Williams ends up around that 700 to 850 yard mark with like 7 touchdowns, something along those lines. But I'll say Conklin is the one that actually has the most touchdowns for the Jets. Matt, throw it to you first.
I like that. How many for Conklin do you think? Like double digits? 10?
I guess if I said 6 or 7 for Mike Williams, I guess I'd have to go higher. So that's that. Now all of a sudden I'm like backtracking a little bit because that's a lot of touchdowns we're getting. But yeah, I guess maybe just shy of 10. I would say like 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that ballpark for Conklin.
Okay, I like that. I was gonna go Garrett though, for touchdowns this year, not named Breece Hall. And for Mike Williams, I don't think the Jets have 2 1,000-yard receivers. I think Garrett's going to go well over like 13, 14, 1,500, somewhere in that range. The next one I think will be Breece at like 600, 700. And then I think you'll see like 5 guys between like 300 and 600 receiving yards, kind of all cramped together. So I think Mike Williams is going to be around like 600 or 700 receiving yards this year.
Green Bean, what do you think? What do you think Mike Williams is going to be at from a total yards perspective? And who do you think leads us in touchdowns if it's not named Breece Hall?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Mike Williams is going to hit 1,000 yards, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did have a high number because everything else we have is underneath everything. So just like using him as that deep ball guy can really, be an aspect of the offense that we lean on him to achieve. So I think it's possible that he's in the 700 to 800 range. I would be surprised. We would need to be like an aerial assault to have Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams get 1,000 yards because everybody else is going to get some touches too. Conklin, Breece Hall, as was mentioned. So I think Breece is probably going to be the second leading receiver this year. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mike Williams. But either way, I don't see him getting 1,000. I think that's a stretch.
Alex Smith drops in the super chat. Says, "Woman, LOL, jet up." So I actually have no idea what this is in reference to because I didn't notice a spelling mistake on your first super chat. So maybe it was somewhere in between that chat and this one. But either way, thank you all the way.
Yeah, woman, good.
Woman,
I agree though.
We like woman.
Yes.
Hype comes in with a super chat. Says, Green Bean is ogre on revenge of Talkin' Jets nerds.
That's killer. You guys know the reference? Are you too young?
No, I don't. I'm not.
Oh my God.
Revenge of the Nerd?
Well, Revenge of the Nerds was a very, very popular movie. And ogre was the kind of the jocks beat up and picked on the nerds. And ogre was like, look at the name ogre. He was the brute of the nerds that picked on of the jocks that picked on the nerds. So I'll take that. I'm ogre on Revenge of the Talkin' Jets nerds. I like that. That fits.
Jason,
unless you guys don't like being called nerds.
That's all right. I don't mind being called nerd. I can deal with being a nerd. Jason Edwards comes in. He's going to be at our Talkin' Jets group buy. I'm excited about Aaron coming back, shutting up all the haters and leading us to our 3rd Super Bowl victory. Not a typo. Green Bean and Chaos knows who's the second. I was going to say our second is going to be this year. Our third is going to be next year. But now I'm confused. So Green Bean, do you know what he's talking about?
Jason, I got to admit, I want so badly to be right on the same page as Jason, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's saying.
Jason, you're going to have to let us know. Because I'm intrigued.
Help me, man. 3rd Super Bowl victory.
So Johnny Boy comes in with a super chat. Says, I got my money on Matt. I'm sorry, Ryan. So I'm assuming this is for our matchmaking game. Matt.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this match game coming up on Sunday. Ryan and I are going head to head, and I'm going to kick your butt.
I have to watch a previous episode to understand what the heck I'm getting into. Matt sent it to me. I just have to like actually see what it's going to be. Are we like playing memory games or something? Like, are we, like, hey, where's the football with the helmet and it shuffles around and you have to pick out which one? Is that what we're doing?
No, I'll explain it very simply. It's very fun. So we'll get a question from either Johnny or Snowball, and it'll be like something Jets related but funny, and we have to give an answer. But the other panelists on the show, we're trying to match our answer to one of the panelists' answers. So we're like, this. I'll use a real simple one. This player will score the first touchdown in Jets 49ers. I say Breece Hall, so I'm saying that and hoping that someone else is going to hold up their chalkboard and have Breece Hall as an answer. And you get a point if you match with somebody.
It's like the Newlywed Game.
Yes.
I like it. I'm a fan of that. Now, what happens if like you and I say the same answer? Or is it like one answer, like it goes back and forth?
Yeah, we don't get the same question. It alternates.
I'm going to be upset. If it's who gets the first score, I mean, I definitely would have said Breece. And then I don't get that one? Psh. Gonna be mad. I'm excited for it, though. Boogie Down Bronx comes in with a super chat. It says, I think it sucks that the Jets have 3 games in 10 days, but I also think there is an advantage to that. We could hit our stride early in the season. Well, there's a little bit of like, niceness to it because the Titans aren't necessarily a crazy strong team. I do think they're better than people probably give them credit for. That receiving core is no joke. And who knows what happens with Levis going into year 2. Sometimes you get a little bit of a regression from the quarterbacks, and hopefully the Jets can take advantage of that. But I don't like starting in San Francisco. I don't like having that many games that fast. I do like having the Patriot game as like the back end of that because of all the teams this year that we're facing off the top of my head. That's one that I feel like should be an easier one, but it also is a division game. So it's never really that easy. But from a skill perspective, like talent level of each team, no Judon over there. Clearly they're in a little bit of a transition with a rookie head coach. Maybe we hit our stride early. Green Bean, you think that's what's going to happen? We hit our stride early for these first 3 weeks, and then we just mollywop the Denver Broncos?
No, I think we're going to come out of the gate hot. I don't know if we beat the Niners. Like, I'm obviously rooting that way, and I think we can. That's a toughie. So let's just be real for a second, take off the Homer fan hat that I wear. But I don't think we're losing to the Titans. I don't think we're losing to the Patriots, and I don't think we're losing to the Broncos. So even if we lose to the Niners, I still think we're gonna shellac the next 3 weeks. So we'll be 3-1 at worst the first 4 weeks, and then I think that we're gonna kick the crap out of pretty much everybody. That's the way I see it. Until proven otherwise, man, the toughest game of the season is the Niners.
Matt, what do you think? We're hitting our stride early?
I actually think they're going to hit their stride in the middle of the season. I think the first game is the toughest. There's a stretch of games that are relatively easy or easier after that. The one that is earlier on in the year that scares me slightly is the London game. Not that I think Minnesota is going to be good, but like I feel like those games are always wonky. Like we see a lot of upsets. It's a travel game. So I think that's a sneaky trap game for the Jets this year. But other than that, you can make a case that they go on a nice little run there in that range.
Boys and girls, I want to pull your attention to our live chat. Click on the pinned comment if you'd like to join our Pick'em League over on Sleeper. You'll find a link for that. If you head over to that same link, you'll see the Wayward Jet Fan Fund. I want to shout out Harold, Craig, Gary, Blitz Crew, Patrick, and Reed, all for donating to the Wayward Jet Fan Fund. So thank you guys so much. It is absolutely awesome. We try to get a Jet fan who hasn't gone to a Jet game to hear their first Jet chant live, and you guys are helping make that possible. So thank you. �'𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐛𝐬𝐜 says, Jets pass rushers will be balls deep in Purdy. That sounds pretty funny, if you ask me. The small health court Jetster comes in with a super chat, says, if we make a Super Bowl, any of you guys going to go? So we were just talking about how expensive tickets would be for the Super Bowl if it was like Jets Lions. I think no matter what game it is, if the Jets wind up making it in, it's going to be an insanely hard ticket to buy. I don't know if I can actually swing that with the house and 2 young kids, but I think what I would be interested in doing is going out there for the week of the Super Bowl and, you know, seeing a bunch of things, going like having activities and whatnot, and then coming back home or maybe going to a bar out where the Super Bowl is going on. I have no idea, but I don't know if I could swing a ticket for the game, most likely. Matt, what are your thoughts?
I will be watching alone in the fetal position. That is how I plan to take in the Jets game. I will not be, I don't think I'll be in attendance. I don't think I'll be on a stream. I could confidently say that I don't think I'll be live streaming that one with Green Bean. I think I'm going to be rocking back and forth, trying to keep my lunch down for the 3-hour game.
Green Bean, what about you?
Yeah. No, there's no way I'm going. Now, I would definitely live stream it, but you may see me, like Matt has just described, at times, like, why is the screen empty? Just, there's nobody on it. Like, why is it empty? Because I'm on the floor sucking my thumb. There's no way I could submit. Like, I can't subject myself to being immersed in other teams' fans, like in such a big game like that. With, you know, it's like everything that we've wanted since I'm a little kid. Some 10-year-old asshole picked this team, and here I am as a 51-year-old man, and I'm finally I'm going to be getting like I can't do it. I'm going to get into a fist fight, get beat up because I'm old and tired. I'm just going to be right here watching the game. I'll be live probably, but I'm not going to look so good. Oh,
Peter,
no way.
Peter S. comes in with a super chat. It says, "This is the best assembled squad in nearly 45 years as a fan. Health has been better and needs to stay that way. 11 to 13 wins incoming. Jet up." Peter S., I completely agree with you. 13 wins should be the benchmark. I've heard people say 10. I do want 10 to be the absolute bare bottoms floor, but I would be kind of disappointed if we were 10-7, meaning we lost 7 games. 7 games.
No.
And we're favorites in 15 of them. So I don't want to see that. Sneakers to Boots comes in and says, "Got your game day meal picked out yet? Talking about superstition, I'm staying far away from the spot I ordered last year. I ate not 1 bite of pizza. Yeah, don't order whatever you did last year. Whatever you did at the beginning part of week 1 last year, just do the opposite. You know, whatever you got to do. Right. Just think what you were going to do and don't, because we don't want to see that happen again. As far as my food of choice for, you know, tailgating or just even if I'm just at home watching football, it's buffalo chicken dip through and through. And I've changed from having scoops with it to having Fritos scoops. This is not sponsored by Fritos, but they have a stronger structural integrity that really allows you to get more of the dip. So I would say buffalo chicken dip with scoops would be my go-to game day meal. Matt, what's yours?
I believe Taylor is also making buffalo chicken dip for the Monday night game. I'm very much so looking forward to that. I am a big wings guy. I don't think I'm gonna do wings though. I think buffalo chicken and charcuterie is what we're gonna do for this one, because Taylor just got a crock pot on Amazon yesterday, so we're gonna be putting that to use in week 1.
Ooh, I like that little charcuterie board. You know what?
Well,
go on, Green Bean.
No, I was going to say Matt Ryder's got it in the chat. If we want a winner, you got to have chicken dinner.
Buffalo chicken.
Everybody
dinner
should have chicken dinner. I mean, that's what we've been doing wrong. Chicken wings, chicken dip, buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah.
As long as it's chicken dinner, like Matt Ryder says, we get a winner.
Could it be chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side?
No, that is diluted, and you're tainting the messaging to the gods.
What is your go-to stream food or game day food, Green Bean?
Well, I'll tell you, it's wings, right? Like wings are, and I make, in my opinion, and the opinion of many others, an amazing batch of wings. But it's hard to do wings on the stream. So admittedly, I haven't done wings in a long time because I can't be like, hey, and then, so what do you think, Jeremy? it's a whole thing. I can't touch keys, so I haven't done the wings in a long time. So I've been eating chips, and fucking what a bullshit meal. But everybody knows, like, the chips are the good luck. I break out the chips when things are going bad, and from time to time it's worked. Obviously not enough to get us into the damn playoffs, but I'm doing my part. So I've been eating chips, man. That's about it. Sucks.
You know what that just made me think of is the Starship Troopers line where it's like, I'm doing my part. And they like pan to the girl with the big helmet.
So you didn't know Revenge of the Nerds, but you pulled out a lame-ass movie like Starship Troopers?
What? Why would you call that
Did that
lame-ass
really just
movie?
happen?
You're right.
Movie
Screw
sucked.
you. Get the hell out of here.
Oh no, not again.
You got me mad.
This guy sucks.
You got me
Ryan
mad.
is Mussolini. That's who Ryan really is. Ryan Mussolini.
Oh, jeez.
Makes Mussolini look like a saint.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Did you notice when Ryan froze himself, he was still visible?
It was because it was the whole thing. Yeah, I could freeze myself. We got to be on the 3 panel like this. If we're vertical, I don't have an animation made for that aspect ratio, and I'm too lazy to redo what I did. So I could probably figure it out now that I'm.
Either way, you're an asshole.
You're an asshole. You're frozen. Shut up. Blitz Crew comes in with a super chat, says Aaron Rodgers will have the football version of blue balls. We are coming out hot. The 49ers better stock up on lube because they will be coming out of this sore. They are going to Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. They're going to land on a candlestick if we if we take care of them the way we should. Oh, geez, that's terrible, Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. You did a good job there. I approve.
Mitt Flair comes in and says, who is your ideal Jets Super Bowl halftime show? Oh, man. I never really considered it. See, the halftime show is not for football fans. It's for people they want to try and get to watch the game that wouldn't have otherwise watched it. So, like, if you find yourself, I don't like the Super Bowl halftime show, that's why. It's not meant for you. But if I had to pick one, oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna pass this one first. Matt, who would you have if you had to pick a perfect halftime show?
Now, am I picking for like myself or like what would be the best for like everything involved? Because I gotta pick like some like band that no one but me and like a few other people are going to really care about, or I can pick like something big that I think would be a lot of fun.
Maybe meaningful for like the city and the area, like whether you're talking like, because usually multiple people, right? So like if you wanted to span a few different generations, you could say something like God, I don't know, Joel and Jay-Z and like just a wacky like New York themed crew.
I was gonna say Billy Joel. Then if we're going for like New York theme, how do you Billy Joel? Long Island's own.
Yeah,
Green Bean, what about you?
I'll tell you guys a story. So, in 1998, the Jets had a very, very good football team. You guys will remember we made it to the AFC Championship game. Right before the AFC Championship game, or maybe not right before, but before it, they announced that Kiss, my favorite band, would be playing the Super Bowl. I thought I had complete confirmation on a core spiritual level. God finally is smiling upon me. The Jets are going to beat the shit out of the Broncos and the Falcons, like whatever. We're going to go to the Super Bowl and Kiss is going to play the head. This is my game. It's built for me. And as we know, it was just a joke. It was a big, funny joke from God. Laughing at me. So Kiss is no longer a thing. They have officially retired and they will no longer be playing live. So it's not possible. So I like Matt O'Leary's choice. Billy Joel would be the best possible Jets Super Bowl halftime performer.
So I'm going to piggyback off your comment, Green Bean, a little bit. I do love Billy Joel. That was my first concert in second grade. My parents took me to that out in the Nassau Coliseum. Nice. But I would say, you said it's all a dream. I I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper, Heavy D up in the limousine. If I could pick one halftime show and it could be anyone, I'm taking the notorious B.I.G. would be my preference. But I think that's kind of cheating.
Yeah, that's definitely cheating.
I don't think so.
I mean, Kiss is.
I didn't know that was an option.
And I took them off.
I'm thinking outside the box.
Okay.
Jason.
Well, I mean, dude, with today's technology, they could do a hologram.
Dude, did you ever
show.
see the Tupac hologram? The Coachella
I did.
one? Oh, it was so cool. They mothballed that immediately after that. But now that AI is coming back and becoming a thing, not coming back, but is becoming a thing, I'd love to see like artists that are not in the same location as other artists, but have featured songs with them, be able to play the song. Like if I could go see, I love Linkin Park. I've seen Linkin Park, half a dozen times. But if you could tell me you could hologram Chester into there, or maybe even hologram Jay-Z and do a little Numb Encore remix, oh man, that would be absolutely wild. I love that sort of stuff. My last concert was Blink-182.
I like live people. Blink-182.
Well, no. A live person. You'd have the band.
We are so different.
You would have the live band, but then the featured person that does their verse. That's what you do. Like how they did with Tupac. Wasn't
I
it?
hate on the millennial nostalgia now, and I'm not here for it. That's not very nice.
Who? Green Bean?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather a 96-year-old Billy Joel, quite frankly.
I mean,
Bruce
it's hard to go
Springsteen.
wrong with Billy Joel. It's just he's really old for a vast majority of our fan base. We're just fans of.
But everybody still. But they might not know.
Dude,
who
Piano
he
Man
is, but
comes
the
on. I'm
moment they
singing
play-
it at the top of my lungs.
But as soon as he starts playing, everybody in it is going to know every song.
Yeah,
they're still out there. Those songs.
Oh yeah,
There's
plenty. Is he still? Did he just wrap up his MSG tour?
Yeah, at some point over the summer, July
it was
maybe.
pretty recently. Love Billy. Jason comes in with a super chat. Says, in all seriousness, we can have top 5 potential offensive playmakers in Garrett, Brees, Conklin, and Aaron as comeback player of the year. Yeah, look, the Jets we have an opportunity. We just have to take care of our business. So let's just chop wood, go one game at a time. I just want to be 1-0. I'll worry about the second game after that. Thomas comes in with a super chat and said, would love for Aaron Rodgers to go all air Coryell, but it scares me. Want nobody teeing up on him. Air Coryell. That is a reference I do not understand.
That Air Cordell?
It says Coryell.
Who's Coryell?
So there was a quick Google search. Don Coryell was the San Diego Chargers coach, and it's kind of like the air raid offense, vertical passing attack.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I would love to see a 50 touchdown year from Aaron Rodgers, but if we have like 25 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and we win 14 games, I am not going to be bitching at all. But if you could sign me up with like Peyton Manning's final 2 years where you get that wow offensive explosion and then you like kind of limp your way into a Super Bowl and win it the second year, I could live with that too.
So somebody in the chat, who was it? Hold on a second. Jingle Dubs says, how about Tribe Called Quest?
As we
know,
I was going to say that or Method Man were the two that.
That's right. Both of them. Let's get it all together. The Jets fans to go there and do the Jets halftime show. I think that would be epic.
Be wild.
Epic. Yeah. That'd be good shit right there.
Blitzcrew comes in and says, imagine the numbers with a Jets Super Bowl stream. It would be bonkers. There's no other football fans. So that means every other team that's looking up a stream for the game is going to be tuning in. That's got to be a 5,000 person stream. Easy.
Yeah. And they're going to watch me suck my thumb on the floor.
Yeah. Those clips would live forever. And I don't know if that's like, it could be really good, but also really bad.
Right. We just got to win, Matt. If we win, it'll be fine. If not, I'm going to delete it.
Yeah, I mean, like 100,000 people on YouTube saw me cry live.
Oh, I can't handle that shit.
The Small Heath Court Jetster. Come on, man. It's pronounced Small Heath. Go Jets. Did I jack up his name before? Did he say? Oh, I definitely did.
I don't even know what he said.
I have no idea what I said. Small. Oh, did I say health? I'm not wearing my glasses. I probably said health if I had to guess. Sorry, dude. I did it on purpose so you'd send another $2. Boogie Down Bronx, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I truly believe that if we stay healthy all season, no injuries to our major players, I believe we go 14-3 if Rodgers has an MVP season, 15-2. Yep. I'm on board. Yes. Not arguing. Love it. Matt, if we stay healthy, you see this record playing out?
I'm not going to predict 15-2, but I really freaking hope that Boogie Down Bronx is right. I hope everyone who is predicting 13, 14, 15, 17 wins becomes 100% correct. The Jets are they're due for an overcorrection the other way, right? Like we've been killed time and time again, year after year, just ravished by injuries and pain and suffering. Imagine that, rip off a nice 16-1 season or 15-2, cakewalk to the Super Bowl, dominate some poor NFC team. That would be nice.
Give me a little 20-0 action. I like if we lost one game, I'd be like sort of irked. I'd be like at least if you're gonna lose, at least lose a few. Not enough to lose the 1 seed, of course, but like I want to get that undefeated one. That would be magic. Green Bean, you see us at 14-3 if Rodgers and all playmakers stay healthy?
Yep, I'm right with you, Boogie Down Bronx. I'm right there with you. I think we're going to stomp mud holes all through the damn NFL. And like Matt said, it is time for a proper overcorrection. It's been brutally painful for us. And again, like I mentioned in this week's podcast, I've mentioned it numerous times, throughout all that brutality, all of that disappointment and pain and ridiculousness, the entire 21st century, the Jets have never had the number 1 pick. We have not had the number 1 overall pick since 1997. So even though we are the consistently suckiest team, we could never suck properly to get the golden nugget. We can't do it. That's how bad we suck. It is time for us to flip it, the pendulum to swing the entire other extreme and go 14-3, 15-2, right to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm looking for. I agree.
Cuke Lake comes and says, which Jet will make a hole in the back of Brock's pants? I think Quincy will bull rush him like in those videos Bean used to act in. That is very aggressive, Cuke Lake. very aggressive. But yeah, look, if there has to be someone that's going to absolutely destroy Brock Purdy, I mean, Quincy would be a heat-seeking missile. But I kind of want Jermaine Johnson to like just rip through Trent Williams coming back from like not being at training camp or anything and like watch our young stud overpower the best left tackle in football. That would be my preference if you could have one player hit Brock. Matt, who would you want?
Both good answers. Love Quincy. I love Jermaine Johnson. But I think the best option would be Will McDonald. That'd make us feel a lot better about that draft. A nice Will McDonald strip sack to close the game. That sounds pretty good to me.
I thought you were about to say Reddick. Green Bean.
Oh, well, that too, but sure.
Green Bean. Yeah. Who do you want to see tackle Brock?
Matt's answer is spectacular. I need to say that. But my original answer, now that I want to change it so badly to agree with Matt, is Quinnen. Right up the middle, right in his face, just overpower and dominate the less than all-pro guard that you'll be going against. Dominate him, get in Brock Purdy's face all day long, take away all the little quick passes that they're going to try to do. And I want to see Quinnen with a complete display of dominance. That's what I want to see.
So Bean brought this up. Aaron Banks is the left guard for the San Francisco 49ers. He's going to be going up against Quinnen Williams. Aaron Banks, if you don't know who he is, he has given up a 4.9% pressure rate when going up against defensive tackles. That is 47th of 79 guards. His run block grade last year was a 55.2. That's 56th of 81 guards. And in a pass blocking grade standpoint, when he faces top 15 level defensive tackles like Lawrence, I'm not going to pronounce that next name, McNeil or Jones, he does not perform well. 19.9, 1.5, 59.3, and 23.1. This is the matchup to watch if you're the New York Jets. And look, Quinnen can absolutely put a beating on this guy. I fully expect it. Greenbean, did you want to add any additional context while I have the graphic up here in terms of Banks?
Well, that's exactly what I was referencing. I mean, Quinnen Williams has to come out and absolutely feast. He's got to be ferocious. It's not a game to kind of, oh, look at you moving things around. It's not a game to kind of get up to speed. You got to come out on fire and let this guy know from the first play, it is going to be an exceptionally long night for you, my friend. And just kick the living shit out of him, which will draw double teams to Quinnen Williams, which will, just like Blitz Crew is saying, open up Kinlaw for a little bit of revenge. And that's the way to do it, man. Like, you got to exploit the matchups that you can, and that's one of them. And like Joe Douglas has said on more than one occasion, how do you take away all these speedy wide receivers and all that? You just knock the quarterback on his ass. That's how you do it. You get to the quarterback. Quinnen can do that in this game.
Matt, your thoughts on the matchup between Aaron Banks and Quinnen Williams?
Yeah, I think the interior of this Jets defensive line is going to have a chance to get home. It's a lot tougher with Trent Williams back at left tackle. Clearly he's missed a lot of time during camp and all that. So you're hoping that he's rusty, but it's someone who's going to cakewalk to the Hall of Fame one day. So as much as you might want to see the edge rushers do their damage, I think the interior, Quinnen, Javon Kinlaw going up against his former team, I think they're the ones who are going to have the big games.
I'm looking through the chat and just seeing some of the comments that we saw for who we'd want to see be the Super Bowl halftime show. Andrew Yale says, all my band's singers are gone. Nirvana, Blind Melon, Sublime, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. Yeah, that's tough when you start losing those guys. When Chester died from Linkin Park, I was crushed. I was supposed to see them and Blink-182 at Citi Field just a week later. What else? Ricky Laguna in the chat says, Jay-Z is part of who decides the halftime show, I think. I'm guessing Lil Wayne could be an option this year since it's in New Orleans. I did not realize Jay-Z was on that, committee to figure that out. That'd be pretty cool. I like a few Lil Wayne songs. I don't think I'd want him to be the main act, but I'd like to see Jay-Z. I saw Jay-Z and Eminem at Yankee Stadium a bunch of years back. That was wild. And Jay-Z rapped the first line to Juicy and then just let the crowd rap the rest of it. That was wild. That was a lot of fun. Let's see.
Lil Wayne gave one of my least favorite concert experiences. I saw him twice. One time was very good, and I like Lil Wayne, a lot of his stuff. But I saw him as an opener at the Barclays Center for Blink-182, ironically, who we've been talking a lot about in this episode. And he showed up late and didn't sound very good. And I didn't really think that it fit the bill, but that's when he was trying to go with the rock thing. It was just strange. So poor experience with Wheezy, unfortunately. So I would say no go for that one.
That had to be around 2012 or 13, I think. I think I was the tail end of college when he started doing the rock thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was at the Barclays Center. I think it was 2019. It was right before COVID. Yeah, it was when Matt Skiba was in the band.
Interesting. See Pink Floyd in there. Very cool.
Yeah. Got fat chance on that one. That would be a dream come true, Phil.
Yeah, got to get them together.
I am going to see, I have tickets for David Gilmour at MSG. I'm bringing my whole family so they can see him one time in their life. So we're going up to MSG in November to see David Gilmour, but yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see Gilmour and Waters together. And, obviously Rick Wright is dead. So it's going to be tough.
I saw Roger Waters at MSG 15 years ago now, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Great.
good.
I was there. I was at that show.
It was awesome.
I was at every Roger Waters show at MSG for years, or he played either MSG or what PNC. But yeah, I would say. I mean, I never miss those guys when they come around.
Lucky Leo comes in and says, "Hey guys, first time in a long time. See you guys in 4 weeks." Leo, we cannot wait for you to be with us for our Talkin' Jets group buy. If you guys haven't done so already, click on the link in the live chat. It's going to take you to our website. Going to give you the opportunity to get your Talkin' Jets Broncos tickets if you'd like to join us. We got under 5 tickets left at this point. If you want to help us bring some Wayward Jet fans out to a game, you can help us by supporting the GoFundMe on that same link. And if you want to join the free Pick'em League, all you got to do is click on that link as well. Join the Sleeper League. If you're in it, you got an opportunity to win a jersey at the end of it. Whoever wins that league is going to get that. So Leo, thank you so much for hopping in there with us. We love you. The big fella comes in and says, there's only one band that should play, and that is Metallica.
Oh, that would be great. That would be so kick-ass.
Imagine Masters of Puppets at the Super Bowl.
Right. Jets up 21-0 at the half, playing Master of Puppets. Holy shit. I might kill somebody.
Yeah, Greenbean's going to put his head through a wall.
He's got to put his football.
That's a good one, big fella. That's a good one.
Duncan says Dropkick Murphys. That's fun, but I feel like I only listen to Dropkick Murphys on St. Patty's Day, and that's like about it at this point.
Honestly, this is kind of surprising, but the Dropkick Murphys might be the band that I've seen the most. I feel like I've seen them, I think 6 or 7 times.
Wow.
Now. Yeah. I've seen them in Boston on St. Patrick's Day. That was in 23. It was right around the Aaron Rodgers thing. That was a dream come true. That was one of my favorite concerts of all time.
That's got to be a rush on St. Patty's Day.
It was very cool.
Mo Dean says, just put up Taylor Swift there. Plus, Chiefs would be back in the Super Bowl again this year. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm shocked Taylor has not been asked to do it, given her following. I feel like that would be a very powerful move by the NFL. But it would, what was that?
She's not. I mean, she's. Did you see? She just played a concert in Germany. There was 74,000 seats. It was packed, and 45,000 people stood around the stadium to hear it. Like,
that's why they should get her.
No, she's too. I think she's too big.
Too big. Yeah, like 15. It would be the Taylor Swift show. Like, it would be fucking all these Swifties in there. They wouldn't even care about the game. They'd be all fucking chewing bubble gum. There's way too much bubble gum on the seats. Like, they just couldn't. They couldn't do it. Couldn't handle it.
See, if they're in the stands, yeah, that would be weird if you didn't see it. But there'd probably be a ton of flashes. Not that kind of flash, but like camera flash. Like,
it'd be ridiculous, dude. The Swifties are out of control. See what they did to poor Long Beach Island in New Jersey? She just showed up as a guest for a wedding. It was 12 million people that showed up.
That's insane. She's got a lot of power. I did see a video of, I guess it was a sound engineer that like had the audio from her mic, but they hadn't like put the music over it yet. And it sounds super goofy.
They isolated it.
What was that?
They isolated it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like just her vocals. And it's like, man, she sounds a lot better in a booth. Like, lip syncing's probably for her. I got to see Taylor down in Tampa, like, God, 10 years ago now. She puts on a good show. I'll say that.
Yeah, no doubt. My daughter loves her, man. I mean, my wife loves her. She's on all the time here. I have no problem with Taylor Swift, except the fact that the NFL clearly screwed us in that game. And that was her first game. Some bullshit. And I didn't like it. And then Woody.
I was going to say Woody. It's that damn bastard rat fuck Woody.
We're Swifties too, man. Like, fucking get some presence of the situation.
Read the room.
Right, you nerd.
Oh, geez.
So that's why. But I have no pride. I know people are all anti and everything. I don't like all the hubbub. I don't like it blending into the NFL. That bothers me. Like, just get out of here. You know, I got all these little girls in my house, and they say, oh, she put this guy, her new boyfriend, Taylor's making him famous. I'm like, dude, he's a Hall of Fame. I can't even guys are 12. I just can't do this. I can't do this.
It's like that's not how that works. I mean, yes, but no, not at all.
Yeah. I'm not anti-Swift.
I've got a few. Let's see. Do I have anything else for? I don't think so. I was going to show. Let's see. We got the injuries for Jets and 49ers, but I don't think there is. There it is. I don't think I have anything of note. So Trent Williams is going to play. I guess, Matt, how much of an impact do you think Trent Williams is going to have, or maybe not impact, but do you think we see rust, I guess?
No, I really don't. I think that's coping. If you're like, hey, you know, oh, Jets are lucking out. They're getting a rusty, dusty version of Trent. The guy has made the first team All Pro 3 years in a row. If there was a game tonight, if the game was tonight, he could go suit up. He's been in the same system for this is 5th year in San Francisco. He could do it in his sleep, man. I don't think so at all. I think he's going to be absolutely fine. And it's like, yes, you want to beat, you know, teams at their best. Totally. I get that. And it takes away the excuses that would inevitably come if the Jets were to beat the San Francisco 49ers without Trent Williams. But I mean, we can't sugarcoat it. It is a massive, massive difference with him in the lineup versus without it. And look at Brock Purdy's numbers with and without Trent Williams. His touchdown to interception ratio, I believe it was 3 touchdown passes to 9 interceptions last year when Trent Williams was out over a 2 or 3 game stretch.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I think it's, I mean, look, if there's any chance of any rust, it would thankfully be this game, right? But I don't think it's there. Matt brought up all the important points. I think it's terrible news that happened. And I just hope our guys can get, you know, whether it's Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, wherever they throw at him over there. I just hope we can get our plays in. But I think he's probably going to effectively neutralize, whoever we have on him. I mean, he's one of the best, and it sucks that he's decided to sign right before our game. I was really hoping.
I hope he's on the 𝐒𝐭𝐵 diet before this game.
He's not.
He's not.
No.
He's a stud.
There's no hope, guys, for that.
I think there's a better shot of 𝐒𝐭𝐭 being slightly rusty than there is Trent Williams.
Yeah, we just got to go. Now, look, conversely, on the other side, you have 𝐒𝐿ton 𝐾𝐽𝐵𝑒𝑣𝑖𝑡z as right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And let me put, so he's got a last year 56.4 PFF run blocking or a pass blocking, 68.1. So if we're gonna get pressure, there's a lot more hope. Shift your focus to the other side of the line, because that's where it's coming from. If not right up front, I mean, you know, the center of the line with Quinnen Williams, Kinlaw, those guys. But Trent Williams is a massive boost for them.
Eddie says Wu-Tang halftime show with Eminem if it's Jets versus Detroit. That'd be wild.
That would be crazy.
They'd have to decide it 2 weeks prior to or they'd have to write it in the script right now. So that way.
Right. Which I'm totally. Now, if they did that, we'd have a good indicator that we got a shot there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Although Kiss.
Let's see. Just going through. Oh, man, we are at the end of our show. All right.
Yeah.
That went real fast. All right. Green Bean, how many qualifiers do we have? And you know what? Let's also qualify the people that donated to the GoFundMe.
Okay. Throw them at me.
All right. So we got
Blitz Crew, I know.
Yep. So we got Reed Kruger, Patrick Carroll, Gary Fawcett, Craig Smith.
Craig Smith?
Craig Smith, yes.
Got it.
and Harold Wiener.
That's Harry, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Harry W.
We know
Yeah,
Harry.
Harry W. There he is.
Good people.
All right, so we have 60 even tonight.
Nice.
60 even. All right. Matt, can you head over to last week's stream? I'm just curious if we have any timestamps from last week.
Oh, yeah, we probably do. We probably do. Let's go take a look and see. Oh, yeah. Okay. We got a few. Let me know when you are ready.
I am ready.
All right. We got Electric NYC Funk.
Okay.
The Gag.
Ready? Gag.
Titan,
Sorry.
Titan Shifter.
All right.
Pure Imagination. And Peter S.
No
All right,
James?
man, we got 65.
No falls.
Damn it. James, if you're listening to this, I hope you're okay. And I hope you didn't
Miss
fall
you.
too much.
Yeah.
So starting next week, what we'll do is we'll start doing the sleeper people that have joined. Right now we are up to, let me refresh, see what we're at in our league. If you guys would like to join us, click the pinned comment in the live chat to join the Sleeper League. We've got 65 people in the pool right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Greenby, did you say there was 65 people for this?
Correct.
All right. So let's do random number generator says 54.
Ooh.
That is Phil. Phil is the winner.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right,
There we
Phil.
go. Phil.
Rigged.
Here we
That's the best.
go.
You guys are awesome.
Rig.
All right. Let's see.
It's a shirt,
wins a
Phil.
shirt.
Congratulations, Phil. Reach out to us, talkinjetshow@gmail.com or jetstalk247@gmail.com. We'll get your shipping information, get your shirt size, and send you out some gear. Boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you tonight. Let's go around our panel and give our closing thoughts. Green Bean, any last words for our panel?
Well, I want to say we just got a donation in the Wayward Jets fan from a 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐛𝐬𝐜 for $200. So thank you, Zubin. That's amazing. I don't know if you're in this stream or not, but thank you. That's a huge chunk of the first Jets fan, Wyatt, getting to his first ever Jets home game. Thanks to everybody, but I wanted to bring particular notice to that one. That's an abnormally large donation, so thank you. Let's see. Thursday, thick of it this week. In preparation for the first game of the season, we're doing 15 to 20-minute guest spots. I got a whole slew of fun characters, Jets content creators and the like, popping in for a few minutes to give their predictions, their thoughts. So come hang with us Thursday night at 8 p.m. Green Bean Jets fan.
Matt, any last words for our panel?
Yeah, the next time we'll be doing this, the three of us, we will be recapping a New York Jets game. How good does that sound? I'm pumped up for it. Coverage on my channel at Matt O'Leary NY. Follow along if you don't already. But I am pumped up for the start of the regular season.
Boys and girls, if you like watching the every throw video from Aaron Rodgers, I'm also going to be doing the every throw video from the opposing quarterback. So we get to see a little bit of the action from our defensive side and the starters, and then hopefully it gets a little bit of exposure to the other fan base as well. Help out the channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel already, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Let's see if we can get it up over 300 likes before the end of this exit video. This is Jets Talk and Talkin' Jets signing off. JETS.
Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw Green Bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
And that's the other part of this, is people are insanely jealous of this show. This show gets the best of the best, and it does it a different way, with positivity.
He scores!
Ow, my head! No, come on.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls. Freeze frame.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.